What happens when you are bred into a sport from a young age, being surrounded by people who do the sport wholeheartedly for many years? That is what happened to the child prodigy known as Evan Nagao.
Started playing with a yo-yo at the age of 1. By the time he was 3, he'd won his first contest. Now at the age of 4, he is an expert. Please welcome from Honolulu, Hawaii, Evan Nagao.
Evan Nagao!
Gentlemen, welcome your reigning, defending champion of the world for United States, Evan Nagao!
In the world of competitive yo-yoing, few names resonate like Evan Nagao's. Born on May 3rd, 1996 in Honolulu, Hawaii, Evan's journey from a child prodigy to a world champion yo-yo player is nothing short but remarkable. But his story doesn't just start with Evan. It begins with his father, Evan Nagao.
This is one of my favorite tricks. This is called eating spaghetti. You make the spaghetti noodles, you put some Parmesan cheese and you go,
Evan's introduction to the world of yo-yoing came at a very young age. His father, Alan, was a well-known figure in the 1990s yo-yo scene, making yo-yoing a major cultural phenomenon once again.
So I had an event in the Tokyo Toy Fair where we had 70,000 boys, 9 to 12 years old, come to play yo-yos, and the line was 2.5 miles long. We launched the yo-yo boom in Japan, and in 1 year we sold 10.5 million yo-yos.
It wasn't long before Evan, just 1 year old, was handling yo-yos. By the time he turned 4, Evan was already performing on national TV shows like Ellen DeGeneres and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Imagine this tiny child, barely old enough to spell yo-yo, was dazzling audiences with his tricks. But his talents didn't come without hard work. However, as Evan grew older, his interest shifted. He stepped away from yo-yoing, drawn to other aspects of teenage life.
Once I got into school, I think my life became more revolved around like just friends and just like school and stuff. And so from that point, the yo-yo kind of fell out of my life. It kind of faded out for a little bit. And then after a while, I realized that like I still had a really strong love for it. So then I just started doing it again.
But in 2009, something clicked. During a trip to a local store, Evan stumbled upon an unresponsive yo-yo, a new style that was gaining momentum in the yo-yo community. This discovery reignited his love for the sport. The unresponsive yo-yo, which doesn't automatically return to your hand when thrown down, allowed for more in-depth tricks and allowed Evan to take his skills to the next level. Evan's journey back wasn't without struggles. He entered the competition scene in the early 2010s, but faced some early disappointments. And Evan even realized that he had a long way to go before becoming the champion he inspired to be.
Just being under my dad my whole life. I need to become my own person. That's when I decided I wanted to win the World Yo-Yo contest. I had kind of a chip on my shoulder. That year I practiced for about 5 hours a day for a year straight.
But as fate may have it, in 2014, Evan's dedication and persistence paid off when he joined the world-renowned, most popular yo-yo team, Yo-Yo Factory. This move was pivotal in his rise to prominence. Yo-Yo Factory, founded by Hans and Ben McPhee, was a yo-yo team that garnered talent. Having players on their team such as Jensen Kimmett, Gentry Stein, and many other players at that time, Evan was surrounded by greatness. Being a part of the team meant that Evan would not only have access to top-tier yo-yos, but also learn from some of the greatest yo-yo players at the time. It was here that Evan's style evolved. The team's mentorship and access to innovative yo-yos allowed Evan to push the boundaries of trick creativity. He became known for his technical precision and fluidity, setting him apart from the others in the competition scene. As Evan honed his craft, his results began to speak for themselves. In 2016, he earned his first place at the Pacific Northwest Yo-Yo Contest, and the following year, he took home the European Yo-Yo Contest in the open division. His performance in the European event, set to the song Free Bird, is still talked about as one of the most memorable performances in recent yo-yo history. It wasn't just the tricks that left an impression. It was the energy, the showmanship Evan brought to every performance. He wasn't just executing tricks, he was telling a story, connecting with the audience in ways few yo-yo players had before. It was clear Evan was no longer just a skilled player, he was a star on the rise. Then, in 2018, the World Yo-Yo Contest saw a new champion, Evan Nagao.
A division, ladies and gentlemen, goes to the United States, Evan Nagao!
Get high!
I can't hear you, go crazy!
Evan clutched the title of World Yo-Yo Champion, a crowning achievement that solidified his place in history. His winning performance was a blend of technical mastery, creativity, and precision, an evolution of the skills that he's been perfecting over the years. For Evan, this win was the culmination of nearly a decade of hard work, setbacks, and the persistence to keep moving forward. It wasn't just about the trophy. It was about proving to himself that all the hours spent on hard work, experimenting on tricks, and dedication actually paid off. As Evan became a global name in yo-yoing, his talents exceeded far beyond the yo-yo stage. Over the years, Evan has leveraged the power of social media to grow his following even further, particularly through platforms like TikTok and YouTube. On TikTok, Evan quickly gained popularity sharing his tricks, behind-the-scenes content, and snippets from his daily life. His ability to entertain and engage with the new generation of yo-yoers gave him an entirely new fan base. His entertaining and often viral videos brought a modern twist to yo-yoing and helped spread the art to millions who may have never seen modern-day yo-yoing before. Meanwhile, Evan's YouTube presence grows as well, through tutorials, challenge videos, and collaborations with other great creators such as Brandon Vu. He showcases his unique skill set and personality, further solidifying his place as one of the most influential figures in the yo-yo community today. But it wasn't just about yo-yoing. Evan also used these platforms to share his music career. Under the name Evan from Heaven, he began to release tracks and music videos, offering his fans an insight look into his evolving artistic journey. His debut single, Waves, dropped in 2019, marking his transformation into music. Evan used his platform to release more singles such as Faded and Next to You, and quickly gained attention for his blend of pop, electronic, and alternative sounds. He brought the same creativity and dedication to music that he had in yo-yoing, quickly building a following of fans who appreciated his developing talents as a musician. Evan's social media presence has allowed him to connect with fans in new and existing ways, giving people a glimpse into his personal life and his creative passions. And while he is individually stepping back from competitive yo-yoing, his online presence keeps the spirit of his yo-yo journey alive. But the competitive itch was strong. In 2023, Evan made a triumphant return to the yo-yo scene, competing at the US National Yo-Yo Contest, where he had not only participated but dominated, winning both the 1A and 2A divisions. This unexpected comeback showed the world that Evan was still on top of his game despite his years away from competitive yo-yoing. It was clear Evan's love for yo-yoing would never fade. Whether in music or yo-yoing, he continues to inspire new generations of players with his creativity, persistence, and ability to push the boundaries. Evan Nagao's journey is a story of growth, passion, and resilience. From the prodigal child who was learning tricks and performing them on national TV for audiences all around the world, to the world yo-yo champion who captured the yo-yo community, Evan's legacy is one that will be remembered for years to come. His transformation from yo-yoing to music reflects his desire to keep evolving as an artist. He is a living testament to the fact that you can never truly predict the path you'll take. Sometimes the journey takes unexpected and beautiful turns. Whether there is a yo-yo in his hand or a microphone, Evan Nagao has proven that the only limits to success is the ones that you place on yourself. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world champion Evan Nagao. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me for more yo-yo deep dives. Until the next time I ramble on, I am Echo. Peace out, everybody.